Did you all notice the new confessional looks? We had all new confessional looks. Pretty good. Pretty doggone good. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 4, episode 11. As I said, everybody had these new confessional looks and they were great. They were great. Like Candace, I love the lighter hair. It actually made her look, I don't want to say younger, but it definitely lit her up and made her look more vibrant. And I was like, okay, I'm liking the little blonde. Yeah, I'm a fan of blonde anyway, but I was liking it. Giselle, I love the whole blunt bob cut. Giselle looked good with the one side ruffle and all of that. She looked good. I was like, come on, Giselle. And Karen gave us this white haired moment and it looked damn good. I was like, come on, Karen Huger. She looked good. And even in her scenes, Karen is looking good. I'm like, okay, Karen, y'all know I'd be giving Karen the blues. Now, everybody's, and everybody else is usually good anyway. So they were just good. Ashley? No, baby. That Sharpay look, that looked like an old hot wig, honey. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like that big wig at all. I was like, no, ma'am. It was giving blah, blah, blah. Girl, where you going? Where are you going? It was giving me clown mania. I didn't like it. But everybody else was really, really sharp. Okay, so let's talk about this. So, Candace was talking with Dorothy. It's just hard to even watch them in scenes together. That Dorothy drives me bonkers. She does. She's so crazy. She's so crazy and she's so... The two of them, it's just so dysfunctional that it's hard to watch. I was just like, hurry up and get past this and get them out of here. Any conversation that requires that much effort is a conversation I don't need to have. Not at this age. At this age, I'm not allowing anybody to stress me to the no. Not I feel like I have to talk to them. No. I don't have to talk to anybody. Nobody. If you're a doctor of mine or something, I can fire you and get a new one. If I work for you, I can get a new job. I just can't. I cannot put myself in a position at this day and time to be aggravated. I just can't do it. And Dorothy is just heavy. It's just too much. Too much. Ooh, and the same thing with Candace. Oh, just shut up. It's a mess. Anyway, moving on. With Ashley and Giselle, you know what? Giselle was just trying to be slick. She was trying to be slick, sitting over there trying to act like you're smarter than Ashley. And I care about you. No, you don't. You care about getting the tea. You want the tea on Michael. That's what you want. And you don't believe her. And she clocked you. And she was like, so what you're saying is that you believe that he did it? That's what your consensus is? You believe it? I'm like, yeah, girl, she believes it. She wants the tea on your husband. Period. She don't care nothing about you. She's trying to dig down and sort through the mess and get down to the tea. And it was ugly. Giselle's ugly and you look messy as hell. Go sit down. Anyways, then we seen Chris and Monique. They actually were having a sonogram reading, and they invited Karen um, and Candace to actually come. And they went in there, baby. Them kids. You great at a third one, that little tribe you got there, honey. Listen, let me tell you something. When you're off camera, honey, you need to get them together because they are bad. They are bad, and they don't know how to act, and they are not public ready. They were cutting up so bad, and they were getting on Chris's nerves, and Chris threatened to tap them on their little butts and stuff. I was like, he's better than me because it would already had done happen. They were just acting wild. I was like, I ain't into the wild little kid thing. I ain't into it at all. I worked very hard to when my kids were that age to where it was very much given and everybody shut up, honey. It's hard, but once you get it, it works. And everybody straighten up, honey. If I had to go that far, God bless y'all, honey. I ain't nobody playing with no little people. And them two need something. Honey, they need something. And y'all know what I'm talking about that they need, honey. Anyway, they bad. I don't know what they going to do with a third one. All loud and stuff. I said, not public ready at all. And then, anyway, we'll move on. Chris get them kids out of there. They cut up so bad that the lady told them to come back without the kids to finish. Did y'all? They got thrown out. Now, how many of y'all just slid on past that they got thrown the hell out? Yeah, we're going to come back and we'll finish looking at the pictures and stuff when we don't have the kid. Y'all been thrown out. Get out. Anyway, so Karen sat with Monique and Candace, and they got their little. She talked to both of them and told them they're like, "Oh, it's a mother moment." She's like, "No, like a bigger, older sister moment," and she got them together. She did. She really did. She got them together. Um, Candace actually is beginning to own some responsibility for some of the things that she's actually done. Chris had actually got Monique together because he was pissed off about her having the outburst and the fact that she's pregnant and she knows she's having trouble pregnancy. Why are you getting all upset about some stuff that ain't even important? And at this point, Candace ain't important. But they fixed it, and I was glad. It was so funny because I'm not a big Monique fan, and Candace has been getting on my nerves lately. So I really kind of just didn't care about it. I was like laughing at them. Laughing at them. I was not laughing with them. I was laughing at them because I just really didn't care what they were doing because both of them were getting on my nerves. But this was, I'm going to say, my favorite scene of the whole season. Seeing Karen sit with them, and Karen's another one that I'm not a big fan of. But the parts that they all played in this, how Karen took that whole mature role. She actually was age appropriate for a change instead of trying to, because generally she's not age appropriate. Whenever she calls herself acting her age, she's acting like she's up here. She's looking down her nose on people. She wasn't doing that. She was literally sitting in that position, and she could say older sister, but she was mothering them, and they were like sisters, and they were patching it up, and it was nice to watch. It was nice to watch, and I will have to say that was my favorite scene this whole season. It was good. It was good, and I was here for it. I respected it, and I received it, and it was cool. So for three people who I don't really feature all like that in the show, for that to be my favorite scene, that's saying a lot. It was nice to see people, fixing something, like genuinely fixing it and genuinely talking to each other, not screaming and yelling and throwing knives and carrying on. Yeah. I was like, all right, cool. Then we saw Giselle and her girls, and this was eye-opening as well. Um, where she basically let the girls really give their feelings about what their life is and what's going on. And the one twin, Angel, she definitely needs more mommy time. And I was like, Giselle, I hope you're paying attention. I absolutely hope you're paying attention because the older girl, she's good. That other twin, which is probably, if you get down to it, she's probably the twin that came out first, and which her name is Adore. And Angel is probably the twin that came out second because she definitely needs more of Giselle's attention. We've seen Giselle is a very self-centered individual. She's a very self-centered individual, and she does love her children, and I mean, there's no question about that. But she is very much. I kind of see her as more of a hands-off mom. Make sure you got what you need. You know what I expect of you, and okay, I'm here if you need me. But I got to go because I got things to do. Very much that. But that don't work for that little angel. That little angel, she needs that covering. She needs that mommy time. The other twin doesn't need it. But you have to do what you have to do. And I was like, oh boy, when I seen this scene, I was like, all right. But then it warmed my heart whenever I saw that there was an additional scene where Giselle was paying attention and she did sit Angel down and she talked with her and gave her reassurance. And because the child was crying out for help, but she told her she feels like she's left out. And I feel like I don't matter. Those are things like you never, as a parent, I don't ever want to hear that. I feel left out. I feel like I don't matter. That's like, you don't want to hear that come out of one of your children's mouths, especially when it comes to you and your home life. You don't ever want to hear one of your children tell you that they feel like they don't fit in at home. You may not fit in somewhere, but everybody's supposed to fit in here. If it don't work out for you nowhere else, in here, it's supposed to work out. So that's like a nightmare. You know what I mean? So I was like so happy that she was on it. She was on it. And I was like, yes, Giselle, bitch, yes. I was here for it because I was worried about that. And when that second scene came in and she was sitting with Angel, I said, come on through, Giselle. So I was here for that. They were making me happy. I don't know, maybe I was being a softie this episode, but they were making me happy. Everybody was doing what they need to do. Robin, bitch. Robin went on down there down to the hairdresser, child. And now you want to convince us that Juan wants a little girl. Because he wants to put in the parent time in the younger years with this little girl that he didn't put in with those little boys. See, when we talk about some badass kids earlier about Monique's badass little kids, you got two little badass goddamn little engines yourself, honey. Them I don't know about you and no third one either, because you have a hell of a time with them two boys, honey. So I don't know. But girl, you just trying to lead us to believe again that Juan is into you. Like, girl, stop. Just stop it. And then she said, oh, but I don't want to, I don't want to have another baby. And, we have to get remarried. I don't think we got to worry about another baby, y'all. Anyway, let's move on. I'm not playing with Robin today. You're not going to ruin my good time. Go sit down. Ashley goes to see the therapist. And we find out, Ashley, you're running around town looking at Michael as like a father figure. And it's a problem. And when they dig down to it, you see there's actually problems because you feel abandoned by your own father. You feel abandoned by your own father. Michael's not your father and he can't take the place. And it's not helping with that abandonment issue that you have. And you need to work it out. She talked to her mom, and her mom thought it was a great idea for her to go look her dad up. Michael doesn't like the idea, but who cares what Michael likes? Michael is, on boy watch. So, like, who cares what Michael won't even notice that you're doing it. Girl, go find your dad. Anyway. So then there was a triple date. They had a little couples date. It was Chris and Monique, Chris and Candace, and Karen and Ray. Child, they went out on this date. First of all, I dang near threw up, honey, when Karen was over there swallowing that oyster for Ray, and he's like, oh, yeah. I said, ugh. First of all, you're swallowing that nasty piece of raw fish, and then you got this old piece of bird across the table from you wanting to lick you, honey. I said, it's just too much. Too much. I am not interested in any of the sex life of the Hugers. Do you understand? Not at all. Anyway, and then Ray had the nerve to bust out there and clown Ashley. So I said, no, you're not going to give Ashley too much, Mr. Ray. Yeah, I heard somebody's running around here trying to sing. You have a nice singing voice, Candace. I said the same thing. Candace needs to be trying to do something, put out a couple singles or something. Do something to fulfill your time, something to make you happy, because you're a miserable bitch. You need to do something before you mess around and lose your husband. And I'm telling you, girl, there's some people out there with their good eye on your husband. There's some people with their good eye on your husband, but you better quit. You better quit. I'm just joking, but you, Miss Thing, listen, I know there's thousands upon thousands of people watching, and I know some people like Chris. Like I like Chris. I think Chris is cool, and I promise you, there's some vulture out there waiting, honey, with her claws, talons, ready to sink into your Chris. You better get yourself together, Miss Thing. Go sing something. Go find something that makes you happy, so you can stop running around being bitter and vicious. You hear? Because it's just ridiculous. But anyway, we found out that during the party, you know, when Michael supposedly did the little butt grab, that there was a witness that was named, and it was Chris, Candace's Chris. And Candace is like, I know you got to be some cameras that caught it somewhere, and they're like, we don't have cameras in our basement. She's like, oh, okay. And then Candace is like, I don't know. It's just, I was like, Candace, wait a minute. You know, like, you doing a little something that's a little too much. Is it me, or does it seem like Candace got a nice little hard on for Michael? Candace is not taking no for an answer. She's like, Michael is guilty. Michael did it. I want him prosecuted. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is the problem? Got a little hard on for Mr. Michael, Miss Candace. Listen, you need to get you a hard on for Chris and worry about that. That's what you need to do here. I told you, I ain't gonna keep telling you week to week, clown.